You know, one of the sure signs of spring is graduation ceremonies, and they've already begun, and we look forward every year to celebrating our graduates here at MCC. You know, one of our core values is generations, which reminds us that at MCC, we're passionate about equipping and unifying all generations around the mission of Jesus, enabling us to learn and grow from one another with a greater emphasis on the next generation. So, you know, whatever generation you are, the one behind you and pouring into them. So we know that part of what Jesus calls us to do is to make sure that we do everything we can to help the generations coming behind us to see our faith lived out in such a way that they also want to become disciples of Jesus who help others become disciples as well. And one way we do that is every spring we take a moment to stop and honor our graduates. And we will be doing that this Sunday during our 9:30 and 11 a.m. services. And this allows us to recognize, you know, their hard work and as a church body to pray over them and to help them and walk with them as they take their next step in their faith journey. So I hope you'll look forward to seeing the pictures and the grads and celebrating with them. Now, here's something pretty fun that we get to do this summer. You know, we like to influence the children in our community, which, by the way, that's why this next fall LifeWise Academy will be meeting in our campus, and you'll hear more about this in the upcoming weeks. But just know in advance that you have a few options of how you can be involved in helping children in Miamisburg learn about Jesus. But the fun thing we get to do this summer, we're going to be partnering with the city of Miamisburg's Traveling Playground. Now, for those who don't know, if you've never heard, the Traveling Playground meets every weekday in June and July from 9:30 to 11:30. They visit 5 parks, so one each day, you know, Monday through Friday. They provide games and free lunch and activities. And this program, again, is free to everyone who attends. There's no need to register. You just show up and play. And there's a lunch that's provided for free on select days. We get to provide each lunch happening on Mondays through the months of June and July. So listen, there's a few ways you can be a part of this. So we'll need donations for the items to make the lunches, and we'll need hands to help make the lunches, which will, by the way, be happening between first and second services on Sunday mornings. And if you'd like to help, you can either sign up for what you would like to donate, and you can do that in my email, or you can sign up for the date in which you'd like to volunteer. You can do that in my email. And if you aren't able to shop and would like to donate monetarily, just go to mccgives.com and choose Traveling Playground in the drop-down menu. All right, let's get ready for this weekend. This Sunday, I mentioned we're going to honor our graduates as we kick off a new series called Legacy, because I want to make sure our graduates and everyone else hears that your life will say something. The question is, what will it say? You know, Maya Angelou said, "I've learned that people will forget what you said, they'll forget what you did, but they'll never forget how you made them feel." Now, I found that to be true. I wonder if you found that to be true in your experience as well. So we're going to be looking at 2 John chapter 1, and we'll discover that the greatest influence in our lives isn't usually a lesson or a message. It's the people who have walked with us. So don't miss this. You're becoming that person for someone else. So whether you're a graduate stepping into a new season or simply, you know, walking through everyday life, you're leaving a legacy. So let's discover together how to make it one that points other people to Jesus. So bring a friend, celebrate our grads, discover your legacy. I love this quote. Henri Nouwen said, "The way to God is seldom traveled alone." Listen, whether you're joining us online or joining us on campus this weekend, we are really looking forward to seeing you.